What if I told you that there are more microorganisms in a single teaspoon of soil than there are stars in the Milky Way? These invisible guardians of our world shape life as we know it, quietly working behind the scenes. They thrive in the deepest oceans, the harshest deserts, and even inside our own bodies. Welcome to the unseen world of microorganisms, the real rulers of Earth. Microorganisms are tiny, living organisms that are often invisible to the naked eye. They include bacteria, fungi, viruses, and microscopic plants like phytoplankton. Despite their small size, they play a crucial role in maintaining environmental balance, supporting ecosystems, contributing to human health, and driving technological innovations. Microorganisms thrive in diverse environments such as soil, water, and inside living organisms, and they influence processes like nutrient cycling, digestion, and climate regulation. Microorganisms are far more than just tiny life forms. They are the very foundation of life itself. These invisible creatures have an unparalleled impact on the planet, playing a crucial role in maintaining the environmental balance that sustains life. By influencing everything from nutrient cycles to climate regulation, microorganisms ensure that ecosystems continue to thrive. One of their most essential roles is in soil health. Soil, often thought of as just dirt, is actually teeming with life, much of it microscopic. Microbes like nitrogen-fixing bacteria are vital to this process. These bacteria are capable of converting atmospheric nitrogen, which is abundant in the air but not usable by plants, into a form that plants can absorb. This process is crucial because nitrogen is a key nutrient for plant growth, enabling plants to produce proteins and other essential molecules. Without nitrogen-fixing bacteria, plants would struggle to survive and grow, leading to a breakdown in the food chain. In fact, entire ecosystems rely on these microorganisms to maintain the delicate balance of nitrogen in the soil. Moreover, this microbial activity directly supports agriculture, which is the backbone of our food supply. Farmers depend on microorganisms to help nourish crops, ensuring that fields produce enough to feed billions of people. From the largest grain fields to small vegetable patches, microbes are working tirelessly beneath the surface, converting nutrients, breaking down organic matter, and enriching the soil to keep plants healthy and productive. Without these tiny organisms, we would be unable to cultivate the vast variety of crops that sustain human populations. Fertilizers might still provide some nutrients, but they cannot replace the symbiotic relationships that microorganisms form with plants. This invisible yet indispensable work in the soil enables agricultural systems to flourish, supporting our food production and contributing to the overall health of the planet. Take the rhizobium bacteria, for example. These remarkable microorganisms are found in the root nodules of leguminous plants, such as soybeans, peanuts, and clover. What makes them so crucial is their ability to transform atmospheric nitrogen, an abundant but unusable gas, into a form that plants can absorb and use. This process, known as nitrogen fixation, is vital because nitrogen is a key nutrient that plants need to grow, develop, and produce food. However, nitrogen in its natural gaseous state is not accessible to most plants, so the presence of rhizobium bacteria ensures that plants can get the nitrogen they require for healthy growth. This relationship between rhizobium bacteria and legumes is an example of mutualism, a type of symbiosis where both organisms benefit. The bacteria benefit by thriving in the root nodules of the plants, where they receive sugars and other nutrients that the plant produces through photosynthesis. In return, the plant gets access to fixed nitrogen, which enhances its ability to grow and thrive, leading to better yields. This partnership benefits not only the plants but also the surrounding environment, as it naturally enriches the soil with nitrogen, reducing the need for synthetic fertilizers. In conventional farming, the use of chemical fertilizers is a common practice to ensure that crops receive adequate nutrients. However, over-reliance on these fertilizers can have harmful effects on the environment, including soil degradation, water pollution, and greenhouse gas emissions. Rhizobium bacteria help mitigate this issue by promoting sustainable farming practices. By harnessing the natural process of nitrogen fixation, farmers can reduce their dependence on synthetic fertilizers, making agriculture more environmentally friendly and cost-effective. This symbiotic relationship also plays a significant role in crop rotation. Leguminous plants, which host rhizobium bacteria, are often included in crop rotations because they help replenish nitrogen in the soil. When legumes are planted in rotation with other crops, they improve the overall soil fertility, benefiting subsequent crops that may not be able to fix nitrogen on their own. This practice helps maintain soil health over time, supports biodiversity, and promotes more resilient agricultural systems. Farmers around the world owe much of their bountiful harvests to these tiny, yet incredibly powerful microorganisms. In regions where sustainable farming practices are crucial for long-term productivity, rhizobium bacteria help farmers achieve more sustainable, efficient, and eco-friendly practices. By tapping into the natural processes that microorganisms have perfected over millions of years, agriculture can move toward a more harmonious relationship with the environment, ensuring a future where food production is both abundant and sustainable. But soil is just one part of the story. Microorganisms also play a vital and often overlooked role in aquatic ecosystems, where they are fundamental to maintaining the balance of life in the oceans, lakes, and rivers. One of the most remarkable examples of microorganisms in aquatic environments is phytoplankton. These microscopic plants, which float in the upper layers of oceans and freshwater bodies, are among the most important life forms on Earth. Phytoplankton might be tiny, but their impact is enormous. They are responsible for producing more than 50% of the Earth's oxygen through the process of photosynthesis, where they use sunlight, carbon dioxide, and water to create oxygen and organic matter. This process not only sustains marine life but also provides oxygen to the atmosphere, making phytoplankton a key contributor to life on land as well. In fact, every other breath you take is thanks to these tiny, unassuming organisms. Without phytoplankton and their oxygen-producing capabilities, the Earth would not be able to support the complex ecosystems that rely on atmospheric oxygen. Phytoplankton form the base of the aquatic food chain. By converting sunlight into energy, they provide the primary source of nutrition for a wide array of marine organisms, from tiny zooplankton to the largest whales. These microscopic plants are consumed by small marine organisms, which are then eaten by larger animals, creating a complex and interconnected food web. In this way, phytoplankton not only help produce oxygen but also sustain the diverse and abundant marine life that is essential to the health of oceans. In addition to their role in oxygen production and food webs, phytoplankton play a significant part in regulating the global climate. Through photosynthesis, they absorb carbon dioxide, one of the major greenhouse gases contributing to climate change. In fact, phytoplankton are responsible for a substantial portion of the ocean's ability to act as a carbon sink, removing carbon from the atmosphere and helping to moderate global temperatures. When phytoplankton die or are consumed, much of the carbon they absorbed sinks to the ocean floor, where it can be stored for centuries, thus reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Beyond their role in oxygen production, food chains, and climate regulation, microorganisms in aquatic ecosystems also contribute to nutrient cycling. Through processes like nitrogen fixation and decomposition, they break down organic matter and recycle nutrients, ensuring that the marine ecosystem remains healthy and that the essential nutrients required for life are constantly replenished. Without these microbial processes, the ocean would become depleted of key nutrients, threatening the health of aquatic life. While phytoplankton are among the most well-known microorganisms in aquatic ecosystems, there are countless other microorganisms, bacteria, archaea, and fungi, that help maintain the balance of life in water. These microorganisms contribute to the breakdown of waste, the recycling of nutrients, and the overall health of aquatic environments. They support everything from the smallest freshwater streams to the vast and deep oceans. In conclusion, microorganisms in aquatic ecosystems, particularly phytoplankton, are indispensable to the health of the planet. By producing oxygen, sustaining marine food webs, regulating the climate, and cycling nutrients, they ensure that life on Earth continues to thrive. The next time you take a deep breath, remember that a significant portion of that oxygen comes from the oceans, thanks to these invisible, microscopic life forms that are essential to the well-being of our planet. Did you know your body is home to trillions of microorganisms? These tiny life forms, including bacteria, fungi, viruses, and even some archaea, live within and on you, forming a complex and highly diverse ecosystem known as your microbiome. In fact, microbial cells in your body outnumber your own cells. This vast community of microorganisms plays an essential role in maintaining your health, supporting everything from digestion to immune function, and even influencing your mood and behavior. The gut microbiome, which resides in your digestive tract, is particularly fascinating. It is often described as a bustling metropolis, with billions of bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms working in harmony. These microorganisms assist in breaking down food, enabling your body to absorb nutrients and extract energy from what you eat. Without them, your body would struggle to digest food effectively, leading to nutrient deficiencies and digestive disorders. But their role goes far beyond just digestion. One of the microbiome's most crucial functions is its ability to produce essential vitamins and nutrients. For example, certain bacteria in the gut synthesize B vitamins, which are vital for brain function, energy production, and overall health. Other microorganisms produce vitamin K, which is essential for blood clotting. These contributions are not just beneficial, they are indispensable for maintaining optimal health. The gut microbiome also plays a major role in regulating your immune system. It helps train your immune cells to distinguish between harmful pathogens and harmless substances, reducing the risk of autoimmune conditions and allergies. A healthy gut microbiome can bolster your immune defenses, helping you resist infections and diseases. Perhaps one of the most intriguing aspects of the gut microbiome is its connection to your mental health. Scientists have found links between a healthy microbiome and reduced risks of conditions like depression, anxiety, and even chronic stress. Research has shown that the gut microbiome communicates with the brain through what is known as the gut-brain axis, a complex biochemical signaling system that allows the gut and brain to send messages to each other. One fascinating study revealed that certain gut bacteria influence serotonin production, a neurotransmitter that plays a key role in regulating mood, sleep, and emotional well-being. It turns out that a significant portion of serotonin is produced in the gut, not the brain, and the balance of microorganisms in the gut can directly affect serotonin levels. This finding has led to new possibilities for microbiome-based therapies for mental health conditions. For example, scientists are exploring the use of probiotics or dietary changes to enhance the diversity and health of the gut microbiome, potentially improving mood regulation and reducing symptoms of depression and anxiety. This connection between the gut microbiome and mental health opens up exciting possibilities for future treatments. Rather than relying solely on traditional medications like antidepressants, which can have side effects, researchers are investigating the potential of using natural, microbiome-friendly approaches, such as dietary adjustments, prebiotics, and probiotics, to support mental health and improve emotional well-being. These therapies could provide an innovative, holistic approach to managing mental health issues, addressing the root causes of conditions like depression and anxiety. In addition to mental health, the state of your microbiome has been linked to a variety of chronic diseases, including diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. For example, an imbalance in gut bacteria has been associated with insulin resistance, a key factor in the development of type 2 diabetes. Likewise, the gut microbiome influences fat storage, inflammation, and cholesterol levels, all of which are critical factors in cardiovascular health. Maintaining a healthy microbiome is, therefore, crucial for reducing the risk of chronic diseases and promoting long-term well-being. In conclusion, your microbiome is far more than just a collection of microorganisms. It is a complex, dynamic system that plays a critical role in every aspect of your health. From digesting food to regulating your immune system, producing vital nutrients, and even influencing your mood, these microorganisms are essential to your well-being. The more we learn about the microbiome, the clearer it becomes that taking care of these microscopic life forms is just as important as caring for your own body. So, the next time you think about your health, remember that your microbiome is working behind the scenes to help you thrive. Beyond health and the environment, microorganisms are also remarkable technological powerhouses with the ability to address some of the most challenging environmental issues. One of the most promising applications of microorganisms in technology is bioremediation, a process in which microorganisms are used to clean up pollutants and restore ecosystems. By harnessing the natural abilities of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes, scientists have developed eco-friendly solutions to mitigate environmental damage caused by industrial activities, toxic chemicals, and waste. Bioremediation is particularly effective in cleaning up hazardous substances like heavy metals, pesticides, and petroleum products, which are often difficult and expensive to remove through traditional methods. Microorganisms have evolved to thrive in some of the harshest environments, and many are capable of breaking down complex, toxic compounds into simpler, non-toxic forms. These microbes can naturally degrade pollutants by using them as a food source, converting them into harmless substances such as carbon dioxide, water, and other benign compounds. One of the most well-known examples of bioremediation in action is its use in cleaning up oil spills. Oil spills can have devastating effects on marine ecosystems, killing wildlife, destroying habitats, and contaminating vast areas of water. In such cases, Bioremediation offers a natural, sustainable solution by using oil-eating bacteria to break down the oil and restore the affected area. These bacteria, such as Alkanivirax and Pseudomonas, are naturally equipped with enzymes that can degrade the hydrocarbons in oil, converting them into less harmful substances. In some cases, bioremediation can accelerate the natural breakdown process, speeding up the recovery of ecosystems. In 2010, the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico became one of the worst environmental disasters in history, releasing millions of barrels of crude oil into the ocean. The scale of the disaster was unprecedented, with the spill affecting marine life, coastal ecosystems, and local economies. However, scientists turned to bioremediation as one of the tools to help mitigate the damage. Bacteria like Alkanivirax were introduced into the contaminated waters, where they consumed the hydrocarbons in the oil. These bacteria are naturally adept at breaking down aliphatic and aromatic hydrocarbons, the primary components of crude oil. By adding nutrients and fostering conditions that encourage the growth of these oil-eating bacteria, scientists were able to speed up the natural bioremediation process. Although bioremediation alone couldn't fully reverse the effects of the Deepwater Horizon spill, it played a key role in the recovery efforts. In some regions, the bacteria helped reduce the oil concentrations in the water, allowing marine life to recover more quickly. The use of microorganisms in this context demonstrated their potential as a powerful tool for environmental cleanup, offering a more sustainable, low-cost alternative to chemical dispersants and mechanical methods. In addition to oil spills, bioremediation has been successfully used to clean up other environmental disasters. For example, in cases of chemical contamination, certain bacteria can degrade harmful substances like pesticides, heavy metals, and solvents, rendering them less toxic or completely harmless. Bioremediation is also being explored as a way to address soil contamination from industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and mining operations. Beyond their role in environmental cleanup, microorganisms are being used in cutting-edge biotechnologies to solve global challenges. Researchers are exploring the potential of genetically engineered microbes to perform a wide range of tasks, from producing renewable biofuels to breaking down plastics that take centuries to decompose. For example, some microbes are being designed to degrade plastic polymers, which could help combat the growing problem of plastic pollution. Others are being engineered to produce sustainable alternatives to fossil fuels, reducing the reliance on non-renewable energy sources. The power of microorganisms doesn't stop there. In the field of agriculture, microorganisms are being harnessed to develop natural pesticides, improve soil health, and increase crop yields. Bioremediation and other microbial technologies are also being used to address issues like water purification, waste management, and even carbon capture, helping to mitigate climate change. The future of microorganisms in technology is incredibly promising. With continued research and innovation, scientists are finding new ways to harness the natural abilities of microbes to address pressing environmental, industrial, and even medical challenges. By working with nature's smallest organisms, we have the potential to create sustainable solutions that protect the planet and improve the quality of life for all. Microorganisms truly are the unsung technological heroes, with the power to change the world in ways we are only beginning to understand. In biotechnology, microorganisms have completely revolutionized not only medicine but also agriculture, ushering in groundbreaking advancements that have reshaped how we approach health, food production, and even environmental sustainability. Microbes, particularly bacteria, fungi, and viruses, have played pivotal roles in numerous innovations, providing solutions to some of the most complex challenges humanity faces today. One of the earliest and most famous contributions of microorganisms to medicine was the discovery of penicillin, the world's first antibiotic. Penicillin, which comes from the mold Penicillium, was discovered by Alexander Fleming in 1928 and has since saved millions of lives. This remarkable substance made it possible to treat bacterial infections that were once fatal, transforming healthcare and drastically increasing life expectancy. Before penicillin, simple infections could lead to death, but with the advent of antibiotics, doctors gained the ability to combat diseases like pneumonia, tuberculosis, and strep throat, among others. Today, antibiotics derived from microorganisms are still essential in treating a wide variety of infections and diseases. Beyond antibiotics, microbes continue to play a central role in advancing modern medicine, especially with the development of cutting-edge technologies like CRISPR gene editing. CRISPR, clustered regularly interspaced short palindromic repeats, is a revolutionary tool that allows scientists to manipulate DNA with incredible precision. This technology, which was initially discovered in bacteria, has become one of the most powerful tools in genetic research and medicine. In nature, CRISPR acts as a bacterial immune system, allowing bacteria to remember viruses they've encountered and cut their DNA when attacked again. Scientists have harnessed this ability to create the CRISPR-Cas9 gene editing system, which enables precise cuts in DNA sequences, allowing for the alteration of genes in living organisms, including humans. The implications of CRISPR technology are vast and transformative. In medicine, it opens up the possibility of curing genetic disorders by directly editing the faulty genes responsible. Diseases such as sickle cell anemia, cystic fibrosis, and muscular dystrophy, which were once considered incurable, are now being targeted by researchers using CRISPR technology. This ability to edit genes with such accuracy holds the potential to revolutionize treatments for genetic diseases, providing patients with new hope for cures. Additionally, CRISPR is being explored for cancer therapies, where scientists aim to modify immune cells to recognize and destroy cancer cells more effectively. CRISPR technology is not limited to humans. Its applications extend to agriculture as well. By using CRISPR to modify the DNA of crops, scientists are developing genetically modified plants that are more resilient to pests, diseases, and environmental stresses. For instance, researchers have used CRISPR to create drought-resistant crops that can survive in arid regions, helping to secure food sources in areas vulnerable to climate change. CRISPR has also been employed to improve the nutritional content of crops, such as increasing the vitamin levels in rice, a staple food for millions of people. This could play a crucial role in fighting malnutrition around the world, as genetically enhanced crops can provide more essential nutrients. In addition to their role in gene editing, microorganisms are instrumental in many other biotechnological applications. In agriculture, for example, microbes are used to enhance soil health, improve crop yields, and reduce the need for chemical fertilizers. Nitrogen-fixing bacteria, as mentioned earlier, play a key role in replenishing soil nitrogen, a vital nutrient for plant growth. Additionally, microbes are used in the production of biofertilizers and biopesticides, offering environmentally friendly alternatives to chemical inputs that can damage ecosystems. In the industrial sector, microorganisms are employed in the production of valuable chemicals, enzymes, and biofuels. Microbial fermentation processes are responsible for the production of essential products like insulin, vaccines, and various antibiotics. Biofuels produced by microorganisms offer a sustainable alternative to fossil fuels, and biorefinery processes are being developed to transform waste materials into renewable resources, reducing pollution and waste. The use of microorganisms in biotechnology is also advancing our understanding of disease prevention and public health. Microbes are being engineered to produce vaccines, which can be administered to prevent infectious diseases. For instance, some vaccines are made by introducing genetic material from viruses into microorganisms, prompting them to produce harmless viral proteins that trigger the immune system to fight the real virus if it is encountered later. This technology has been used to develop vaccines for diseases such as hepatitis B, HPV, and more recently, COVID-19. In essence, microorganisms are at the very heart of many modern biotechnological breakthroughs, providing solutions to problems in medicine, agriculture, and industry that were once considered insurmountable. Their ability to manipulate and produce complex substances, degrade harmful pollutants, and contribute to the development of sustainable technologies highlights their indispensable role in shaping a better, more sustainable future. As we continue to explore and harness the potential of microbes, the possibilities for innovation are endless, promising new treatments for diseases, more efficient agricultural practices, and cleaner, greener technologies. The microbial revolution is far from over, and it is clear that these microscopic life forms will continue to be the driving force behind many of the advancements that will shape the future of humanity. Microorganisms play a pivotal role in the carbon cycle, acting as nature's recyclers and serving as an essential component of the Earth's intricate system for maintaining the balance of carbon in the environment. The carbon cycle is a crucial process that regulates the flow of carbon between the atmosphere, land, and oceans. It involves various processes, including the absorption of carbon by plants, the release of carbon dioxide through respiration and decay, and the storage of carbon in organic matter and fossil fuels. Without microorganisms, this cycle would be incomplete, and the Earth's ecosystems would be unable to function as they do. At the heart of this process are bacteria and fungi, which are instrumental in decomposing organic matter and recycling essential nutrients back into the environment. These microorganisms break down plant and animal remains, transforming them into simpler organic and inorganic compounds that can be absorbed by other organisms in the ecosystem. This process of decomposition releases valuable nutrients, such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and sulfur, back into the soil, which plants use to grow. Without this nutrient recycling process, ecosystems would quickly run out of the essential elements needed to sustain life. Microorganisms are responsible for decomposing a vast array of organic material, including dead plants, animals, and other organic waste products. As bacteria and fungi break down complex molecules like cellulose, lignin, and proteins, they release carbon in the form of carbon dioxide, CO2, into the atmosphere through the process of respiration. This release of CO2 into the atmosphere plays a crucial role in maintaining the carbon balance, ensuring that the Earth's carbon levels are kept in check. While carbon dioxide is a greenhouse gas, it is an integral part of the cycle, as long as it is released in balance with the carbon dioxide absorbed by plants during photosynthesis. In the soil, microorganisms break down dead plant material, returning carbon to the soil in the form of organic matter. Some of this organic carbon is stored in the soil as humus, a rich, stable form of carbon that can remain there for long periods of time. This process is essential in maintaining soil fertility, as it enriches the soil with organic matter that improves its structure, water holding capacity, and nutrient content. The soil, therefore, acts as a massive carbon reservoir, with microorganisms playing a key role in both storing and releasing carbon. However, microorganisms also play a role in the formation and release of more potent greenhouse gases, such as methane. Methanogenic bacteria, which thrive in oxygen-deprived environments such as wetlands, marshes, and the digestive systems of ruminants, produce methane as a byproduct of their metabolism. This process, known as methanogenesis, occurs when microorganisms break down organic matter in anaerobic conditions, releasing methane into the atmosphere. Although methane is a much more powerful greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide, it is also a natural part of the carbon cycle, and its release by microorganisms is a natural process. In the oceans, microorganisms are particularly important in the regulation of carbon levels. Marine bacteria and phytoplankton absorb large amounts of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and the ocean's surface waters. These microorganisms use carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and incorporate it into their biomass, forming the base of the marine food chain. As phytoplankton and other microorganisms die, their remains sink to the ocean floor, taking carbon with them. This process, known as the biological pump, helps sequester carbon deep within the ocean, where it can remain for centuries. It is estimated that phytoplankton in the ocean are responsible for absorbing up to half of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, playing a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate. Furthermore, microorganisms also contribute to the release of carbon stored in fossil fuels. Over millions of years, organic material has been buried and transformed into fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. When humans burn these fossil fuels for energy, carbon that was once locked away deep in the earth is released back into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide. While this is not part of the natural microbial carbon cycle, microorganisms play a role in the breakdown of organic material that eventually forms fossil fuels. In addition to their role in decomposition, microorganisms in the soil also contribute to the formation of humus, a stable and long-lasting form of carbon storage. Humus is rich in organic material and has the ability to store carbon for extended periods of time, helping to sequester carbon in the soil. This carbon storage is vital in mitigating the effects of climate change, as it prevents excess carbon from being released into the atmosphere. Microorganisms in the soil work tirelessly to break down plant and animal matter, ultimately contributing to this long-term carbon storage process. In recent years, scientists have begun exploring ways to harness the power of microorganisms to help mitigate the effects of climate change. One area of research is focused on using microbes to enhance soil carbon storage. By promoting the growth of beneficial soil microorganisms, scientists hope to increase the amount of carbon stored in the soil, which could help reduce the levels of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Other researchers are investigating how microorganisms can be used to capture and store carbon dioxide directly from the air, offering a potential solution to the growing problem of atmospheric carbon. Overall, microorganisms are integral to the carbon cycle, acting as nature's recyclers by breaking down organic matter, releasing carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and sequestering carbon in the soil. Their role in maintaining the balance of carbon is essential for sustaining life on Earth, and their ability to contribute to climate change mitigation could play a critical role in combating global warming. By better understanding the complex interactions between microorganisms and the carbon cycle, we can unlock new solutions for preserving the planet's climate and promoting a healthier, more sustainable environment. In wetlands, methanogenic bacteria play a crucial role in the natural cycling of carbon by producing methane, a potent greenhouse gas. These bacteria thrive in environments where oxygen is scarce, such as in the waterlogged soils of swamps, marshes, and bogs, as well as in the digestive systems of certain animals. Through the process of methanogenesis, these microorganisms break down organic material and produce methane as a byproduct. While methane is a natural part of the carbon cycle, its potency as a greenhouse gas makes it an important factor in climate change discussions. Methane is over 25 times more effective at trapping heat in the atmosphere than carbon dioxide over a 100-year period, making it a significant contributor to global warming. Understanding the role of methanogenic bacteria in methane production is crucial for scientists working on strategies to mitigate climate change. By studying these microorganisms and the conditions under which they produce methane, researchers can identify ways to limit their methane emissions. For example, managing water levels in wetlands or using specific treatments to limit microbial activity can reduce the amount of methane released into the atmosphere. Additionally, understanding how to harness methane in a controlled way could lead to potential uses, such as turning methane into a valuable energy source, rather than allowing it to escape into the atmosphere. In the broader context of the Earth's ecosystems, microorganisms like methanogenic bacteria contribute to the delicate balance of carbon in the atmosphere and environment. While they produce methane, other types of microbes, such as those found in the soil and ocean, help absorb and process carbon dioxide, another potent greenhouse gas. It's this intricate balance that drives the Earth's natural processes, regulating the flow of gases like methane and carbon dioxide in and out of the atmosphere. Phytoplankton, on the other hand, are another type of microorganism with an equally profound impact on Earth's climate, often referred to as the lungs of the Earth. These microscopic plants, which live in both freshwater and marine environments, have an incredible ability to capture carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and convert it into oxygen through photosynthesis. Phytoplankton account for more than 50% of the oxygen produced on Earth, making them an essential component in maintaining the planet's atmospheric balance. Phytoplankton's role in carbon capture is equally impressive. Through photosynthesis, they absorb carbon dioxide from the water and atmosphere, incorporating it into their biomass. When these microorganisms die, they sink to the ocean floor, sequestering the carbon they absorbed deep beneath the surface. This process is a vital part of the global carbon cycle, as it helps remove excess carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, acting as a natural counterbalance to the carbon emissions generated by human activities. Scientists refer to this process as the biological pump, and it plays a critical role in regulating the Earth's climate by reducing the amount of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. The sheer volume of carbon captured by phytoplankton is staggering. It is estimated that these tiny organisms are responsible for absorbing as much as 40% of the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere each year. This makes them one of the most significant contributors to mitigating climate change, as they help to reduce the concentration of carbon dioxide, a primary greenhouse gas, from the atmosphere. The more phytoplankton there is in the ocean, the more carbon dioxide can be absorbed, helping to offset global warming. As a result, any changes in the health or distribution of phytoplankton can have profound effects on the global climate. In recent years, scientists have become increasingly concerned about the impacts of climate change on phytoplankton populations. Rising ocean temperatures, ocean acidification, and changes in nutrient availability could all affect the growth and distribution of phytoplankton. If these microorganisms were to decline, the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed from the atmosphere could decrease, exacerbating the effects of climate change. As such, protecting phytoplankton populations is seen as a critical aspect of global climate change mitigation efforts. Both methanogenic bacteria and phytoplankton illustrate the powerful influence microorganisms have on Earth's climate and carbon cycles. While methanogenic bacteria contribute to the production of methane, a potent greenhouse gas, phytoplankton help to capture carbon dioxide and produce oxygen, reducing the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Together, these microorganisms help regulate the flow of carbon and oxygen on Earth, ensuring that the planet's climate remains balanced. As scientists continue to study these processes, we may be able to unlock new strategies for mitigating climate change and protecting the health of our planet for future generations. While microorganisms are essential for sustaining life on Earth, some can pose significant threats to human health. Pathogenic microbes, those that cause disease, have been behind some of the deadliest pandemics in history, resulting in widespread devastation and altering the course of human civilization. These harmful microorganisms can infect humans, animals, and plants, leading to illnesses that can spread rapidly within populations, often with catastrophic effects. One of the most infamous pandemics caused by pathogenic microbes is the Black Death, which ravaged Europe in the 14th century. This deadly outbreak was caused by Yersinia pestis, a bacterium transmitted by fleas that lived on rats. The Black Death swept through Europe between 1347 and 1351, killing an estimated 25 to 30 million people, or nearly a third of Europe's population at the time. The disease spread rapidly through trade routes and cities, often wiping out entire communities in a matter of weeks. The impact of the Black Death was profound, not only in terms of the immense loss of life, but also in how it reshaped the social, economic, and political landscape of Europe. Yersinia pestis infects its hosts through flea bites, with the bacteria entering the bloodstream and spreading throughout the body. The bacterium causes a range of symptoms, including fever, swollen lymph nodes, known as buboes, chills, and skin lesions. In some cases, the infection progresses to septicemia, where the bacteria spread throughout the bloodstream, and pneumonia, which can be transmitted through respiratory droplets. The Black Death's high mortality rate and rapid spread made it one of the most devastating pandemics in human history. However, Yersinia pestis is not the only example of a deadly pathogen. Throughout history, a variety of other pathogenic microbes have caused widespread death and suffering. The Spanish flu of 1918, for instance, was caused by the H1N1 influenza virus and led to an estimated 50 million deaths worldwide, making it one of the deadliest pandemics of the 20th century. This flu virus spread rapidly across the globe, infecting millions of people and causing widespread fear and social disruption. More recently, the HIV/AIDS pandemic has been caused by the human immunodeficiency virus, HIV, which weakens the immune system and makes individuals more susceptible to other infections. Since the early 1980s, HIV/AIDS has claimed the lives of millions of people worldwide. While advances in medical treatment, such as antiretroviral therapy, ART, have improved the prognosis for those living with HIV, the virus continues to pose a global health threat. In addition to these well-known examples, pathogenic microorganisms also cause numerous other diseases, including tuberculosis, cholera, malaria, and various types of pneumonia, each of which continues to affect millions of people around the world. These diseases often spread in areas with inadequate sanitation, poor healthcare infrastructure, and limited access to vaccines and treatments. The presence of pathogenic microbes in food, water, and the environment can lead to outbreaks that take a heavy toll on public health, especially in developing countries. The harmful effects of pathogenic microorganisms have led to significant advancements in medicine and public health. Over the years, scientists have developed vaccines, antibiotics, and antiviral treatments that have saved countless lives and prevented the spread of many infectious diseases. Vaccines, for example, have been instrumental in reducing the prevalence of diseases like smallpox, polio, and measles, while antibiotics have provided effective treatments for bacterial infections like pneumonia, tuberculosis, and strep throat. In addition to medical advancements, efforts to improve sanitation, hygiene, and public health infrastructure have played a critical role in controlling the spread of infectious diseases. Hand washing, clean water access, and improved waste disposal have all contributed to reducing the transmission of pathogenic microbes and preventing outbreaks in many parts of the world. Despite these advancements, the threat of pathogenic microorganisms remains a global concern. In recent years, the emergence of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, often referred to as superbugs, has posed a growing challenge to modern medicine. These bacteria have evolved to withstand the effects of common antibiotics, rendering conventional treatments ineffective. As a result, infections caused by superbugs have become increasingly difficult to treat, leading to longer hospital stays, higher medical costs, and an increase in mortality rates. The rise of antibiotic resistance highlights the ongoing need for new treatments, better prevention strategies, and global cooperation to address emerging infectious diseases. Moreover, the rapid spread of viruses like COVID-19 has demonstrated how quickly pathogenic microbes can impact global health, travel, and economies. The COVID-19 pandemic, caused by the novel coronavirus SARS-CoV-2, has affected millions of people worldwide and has resulted in widespread illness, death, and economic disruption. The ongoing fight against COVID-19 has underscored the importance of global collaboration, research, and preparedness in combating pandemics. While pathogenic microorganisms have caused immense harm throughout history, they have also driven scientific innovation and advancements in healthcare. The battle against these microbes continues, with new challenges emerging as pathogens evolve and adapt to new environments. Understanding the biology of pathogenic microorganisms, how they spread, and how we can protect ourselves from them remains a critical area of research. By developing new treatments, vaccines, and prevention strategies, scientists continue to work toward reducing the harm caused by these dangerous microorganisms and safeguarding public health worldwide. Today, antibiotic-resistant bacteria, commonly known as superbugs, present one of the most pressing challenges in global health. These microorganisms have evolved to resist the effects of commonly used antibiotics, rendering conventional treatments ineffective and leading to significant public health concerns. The rise of superbugs has become a major factor in the growing number of infections that are difficult, if not impossible, to treat. With estimates suggesting that superbugs are responsible for nearly 1.27 million deaths annually worldwide, the impact is profound, especially in settings where healthcare systems are already under strain. Superbugs emerge through a natural evolutionary process called antibiotic resistance, which occurs when bacteria develop the ability to survive exposure to the drugs that would normally kill them or inhibit their growth. This resistance can arise due to genetic mutations within bacteria or the transfer of resistant genes between different bacterial strains. The overuse and misuse of antibiotics in humans, animals, and agriculture have accelerated this process, leading to the rapid spread of resistant bacteria. In some cases, bacteria that were once easily treatable with antibiotics are now becoming increasingly difficult to manage, even with newer, more potent drugs. One of the major contributors to antibiotic resistance is the overprescription of antibiotics. Often, antibiotics are prescribed for viral infections, such as the common cold or flu, where they have no effect. Inappropriate use of antibiotics in agriculture, particularly in livestock farming, has also contributed to the development of superbugs. Antibiotics are commonly used in animal feed to promote growth and prevent infection, which can create an environment in which resistant bacteria thrive. When humans consume meat from animals treated with antibiotics, they may inadvertently ingest antibiotic-resistant bacteria, which can lead to infections that are harder to treat. As a result of antibiotic resistance, some infections that were once easily treated, such as urinary tract infections, UTIs, pneumonia, and bloodstream infections, have become increasingly difficult to manage. Even common procedures, such as surgeries and organ transplants, carry higher risks, as patients are more vulnerable to infections that cannot be effectively treated with antibiotics. The growing presence of superbugs in hospitals, nursing homes, and other healthcare settings makes healthcare-associated infections a major concern, especially for patients with weakened immune systems. One of the most well-known examples of antibiotic-resistant bacteria is methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus, MRSA. This strain of Staphylococcus aureus, which is resistant to the antibiotic methicillin and other common antibiotics, has become a major cause of hospital-acquired infections. MRSA can lead to severe skin infections, pneumonia, and bloodstream infections, and it poses a serious risk to patients undergoing surgery or those with compromised immune systems. Another notable superbug is Clostridium difficile, which causes severe gastrointestinal infections, particularly in people who have been treated with antibiotics. Infections caused by C. difficile can lead to life-threatening complications, especially when the bacteria are resistant to treatment. In addition to hospital infections, antibiotic-resistant bacteria also pose a significant threat in the community. For example, Escherichia coli, E. coli, a common cause of urinary tract infections, has become resistant to multiple antibiotics in some regions, making it more challenging to treat. Other pathogens, such as Acinetobacter and Pseudomonas aeruginosa, have also developed resistance to a range of antibiotics and are responsible for a growing number of infections in both healthcare settings and the community. The impact of superbugs extends beyond human health, as the economic consequences are also significant. The cost of treating antibiotic-resistant infections is much higher than treating infections with conventional antibiotics due to the need for more expensive medications, longer hospital stays, and additional medical interventions. Furthermore, the growing burden of antibiotic resistance threatens to undo many of the medical advancements made in the past century. Infections that were once easily managed could again become life-threatening, and procedures that rely on antibiotics for infection control may become riskier and more expensive. In response to the growing threat of antibiotic resistance, there has been a global push for better stewardship of antibiotics. This includes promoting the responsible use of antibiotics in both human medicine and agriculture, as well as reducing the unnecessary use of antibiotics in treating viral infections. Public health campaigns have been launched to raise awareness about the dangers of overusing antibiotics and the importance of completing prescribed courses of antibiotics to prevent resistance. Furthermore, there is an ongoing effort to develop new antibiotics and alternative treatments to combat resistant bacteria. The development of new antibiotics, however, has faced significant challenges. The process of discovering and developing new antibiotics is lengthy, expensive, and fraught with scientific obstacles. Many pharmaceutical companies have reduced their investment in antibiotic research due to the limited profitability of new antibiotics, as these drugs are typically used for short periods of time and may not be required in large quantities. As a result, there has been a shortage of new antibiotics entering the market, further exacerbating the problem of resistance. In addition to the development of new drugs, researchers are exploring alternative treatments to combat superbugs. One promising area of research is the use of bacteriophages, viruses that specifically target and kill bacteria. Bacteriophage therapy has been used in some countries for decades, and it is being revisited as a potential solution to antibiotic-resistant infections. Other approaches, such as using antimicrobial peptides or developing vaccines that target specific bacterial pathogens, are also being explored as part of the fight against superbugs. To combat the threat of antibiotic-resistant bacteria, a global, coordinated effort is required. Governments, healthcare providers, pharmaceutical companies, and the public must work together to reduce the overuse of antibiotics, promote research into new treatments, and implement better infection control measures. The World Health Organization, WHO, has called antibiotic resistance one of the greatest threats to global health, and addressing it is essential for preserving the effectiveness of antibiotics for future generations. Only through these combined efforts can we hope to mitigate the dangers posed by superbugs and ensure that antibiotic treatment remains a valuable tool in the fight against infectious diseases. The future of microorganisms holds immense potential, offering innovative solutions that could shape the next frontiers of science and technology. One of the most exciting possibilities lies in the exploration and colonization of space. As humanity looks to extend its reach beyond Earth, microorganisms are emerging as key players in making long-term space travel and life on other planets feasible. Scientists are exploring the use of engineered microbes to assist in space missions, where resources are limited and life support systems must be self-sustaining. Imagine a future where, on Mars, specially designed bacteria are used to produce oxygen from the carbon dioxide abundant in the planet's atmosphere. These microorganisms would be able to break down CO2 and convert it into breathable oxygen, crucial for human survival in a hostile environment with no natural atmosphere to support life. In addition, microorganisms could play a significant role in recycling waste, turning human excrement, plant matter, and other waste products into useful resources, such as fertilizer for growing food, or even clean water, through processes like bioremediation. This ability to create a closed-loop system would be invaluable for sustaining human life on Mars or any other long-term space mission. Engineered microorganisms could also assist with the production of essential materials in space, such as plastics, metals, and building materials, through processes like biomining or biomanufacturing. By harnessing the natural abilities of microorganisms, scientists could reduce the need for transporting raw materials from Earth, which would be costly and logistically challenging. This opens up exciting possibilities for the future of interplanetary colonization, where microbes could enable the creation of human habitats and sustainable living conditions on distant planets. Beyond space exploration, synthetic biology, the design and engineering of microorganisms with specific functions, has already started revolutionizing industries here on Earth. Microorganisms have the remarkable ability to perform tasks that would otherwise be difficult, costly, or even impossible for traditional technologies to accomplish. For example, engineered bacteria can now produce biofuels, offering a cleaner, renewable alternative to fossil fuels. By modifying microbes to break down plant materials, scientists are creating sustainable sources of energy that could help reduce our reliance on oil and mitigate the environmental impact of fossil fuel consumption. Another promising application of synthetic biology is the development of microorganisms that can degrade plastic waste. As plastic pollution continues to be one of the most pressing environmental issues of our time, scientists are working to harness the power of engineered bacteria and fungi to break down plastics, particularly types that are resistant to degradation, like polyethylene and polystyrene. These specially designed microbes could help address the massive amounts of plastic waste accumulating in landfills and oceans, potentially offering an eco-friendly solution to one of the world's most persistent environmental problems. Microorganisms are also proving to be powerful tools in the detection of diseases. Scientists are engineering bacteria that can detect specific pathogens or toxins in the environment, alerting healthcare workers to potential outbreaks or contamination. These microbes could be used in low-cost diagnostic tests or even in real-time monitoring of food and water supplies for harmful microorganisms. In addition, researchers are exploring how engineered microorganisms can be used in precision medicine, targeting specific diseases, delivering drugs, or even fighting infections directly in the body. This could revolutionize the way we approach healthcare, offering personalized treatments that are both effective and minimally invasive. Synthetic biology also has the potential to unlock new frontiers in agriculture, where microorganisms could be designed to improve crop yields, protect plants from pests, and promote soil health. For example, bacteria could be engineered to help plants absorb more nutrients or to protect crops from harmful pathogens, reducing the need for chemical fertilizers and pesticides. This could lead to more sustainable farming practices, benefiting both farmers and the environment. Additionally, microorganisms are being studied for their role in environmental conservation. Engineers are developing microbes that can help restore damaged ecosystems, such as cleaning up polluted water or helping to regenerate degraded soils. For instance, bacteria that feed on toxic chemicals or metals can be used to clean up industrial waste sites, reducing the long-term environmental damage caused by pollutants. Similarly, microorganisms could be employed to help restore biodiversity by supporting the growth of native plants and animals in ecosystems that have been disrupted by human activity. As we continue to advance our understanding of synthetic biology and the power of microorganisms, the possibilities seem endless. These tiny life forms are proving to be indispensable tools in the quest to solve some of the world's most pressing challenges. From space exploration to environmental sustainability and healthcare, microorganisms have the potential to transform every aspect of our lives. As scientists continue to engineer and harness the power of these microorganisms, we may find that the key to addressing some of humanity's greatest challenges lies in the invisible world of these tiny, yet incredibly powerful organisms. The future of microorganisms is indeed an exciting one, and we are just beginning to scratch the surface of their vast potential. With ongoing research and technological advancements, we may soon see microorganisms playing an even greater role in shaping the future of life on Earth and beyond. The journey into the world of engineered microbes has only just begun, and it promises to offer groundbreaking solutions that could have a lasting impact on both our planet and our species. In 2021, researchers achieved a groundbreaking milestone in the fight against climate change by developing a bacterium capable of converting carbon dioxide, CO2, into sustainable fuels. This achievement marks a pivotal moment in environmental science, as CO2 is one of the most abundant and harmful greenhouse gases contributing to global warming. The ability to transform this waste product into something useful could provide a transformative solution for both reducing carbon emissions and creating renewable energy sources. The bacterium in question was engineered through a process called synthetic biology, where scientists modify the genetic makeup of microorganisms to perform specific tasks that nature does not typically enable them to do. In this case, the modified bacteria were designed to capture CO2 and use it as a feedstock to produce biofuels, which are clean, renewable alternatives to fossil fuels like gasoline and diesel. These fuels can be used to power vehicles, generate electricity, and even provide energy for industries that currently rely on fossil fuels, helping to reduce our dependence on non-renewable resources. The process by which the bacterium converts CO2 into biofuels involves complex biochemical reactions that take place within the microbial cells. The engineered bacteria use enzymes to break down CO2 and reassemble its carbon atoms into organic molecules that can be used as a source of energy. This is similar to the way plants use photosynthesis to convert sunlight, water, and CO2 into glucose and oxygen. By harnessing the power of microbes, scientists are essentially replicating and improving upon nature's ability to store carbon in a form that is useful for humanity. This innovation offers a dual benefit. It could help reduce the levels of CO2 in the atmosphere, which is critical for mitigating climate change, and it provides a sustainable source of energy. The process of capturing and converting CO2 into biofuels is also carbon neutral, meaning that the fuels produced do not add additional CO2 into the atmosphere when they are burned. This contrasts sharply with the combustion of fossil fuels, which releases large amounts of CO2 and other pollutants into the air, exacerbating global warming. Beyond just producing biofuels, The development of this bacterium represents a significant step forward in carbon capture technologies. Traditional carbon capture methods typically involve expensive and energy-intensive processes, such as capturing CO2 from power plants or directly from the air, then storing it underground or using it in industrial applications. The ability to use microorganisms to convert CO2 into valuable products like fuels offers a more cost-effective and scalable solution. Moreover, these microbes could potentially be deployed in various settings, including power plants, industrial facilities, or even directly in the atmosphere, where they could absorb CO2 and convert it to fuel on a massive scale. This advancement could also play a crucial role in achieving the global carbon-neutral goals set by governments and international organizations in the fight against climate change. By integrating microbial CO2 conversion technologies into energy systems, industries could offset their carbon emissions while producing sustainable fuels for transportation, manufacturing, and other sectors. In this way, the bacterium becomes a powerful ally in reducing greenhouse gas emissions and transitioning towards a more sustainable, circular economy. Looking forward, there is still much to learn and refine about this technology. Scientists are working on enhancing the efficiency of these bacteria, ensuring that they can convert larger quantities of CO2 at a faster rate and with minimal energy input. Researchers are also exploring the possibility of scaling up this technology to meet the demands of a global energy market. With continued advancements in genetic engineering, the potential for microbial CO2 conversion to revolutionize the way we address climate change is immense. In addition to biofuels, the technology could also be used to produce other valuable commodities, such as chemicals, plastics, and even food. This means that microorganisms could become a sustainable source of raw materials for a variety of industries, reducing the need to extract resources from the earth, which can lead to environmental degradation. Overall, the development of a bacterium capable of converting carbon dioxide into sustainable fuels is a monumental step in the effort to combat climate change. By harnessing the power of microorganisms to address one of the most pressing environmental challenges of our time, scientists are paving the way for a future where we can create a closed-loop system, where carbon is not just captured, but reused as a valuable resource. This breakthrough exemplifies the growing potential of biotechnology to provide innovative solutions for a more sustainable and resilient planet. From sustaining life on Earth to shaping its future, microorganisms are truly nature's unsung heroes. These microscopic organisms, often invisible to the naked eye, have an outsized impact on nearly every aspect of life as we know it. They perform crucial functions that maintain the delicate balance of our ecosystems, our health, and even our technological advancements. Without them, the world as we understand it simply wouldn't exist. In many ways, they are the unseen architects of life on Earth, quietly and relentlessly shaping the environment, agriculture, medicine, and beyond. Microorganisms are the oldest and most abundant forms of life on our planet, having existed for billions of years. Despite their minuscule size, they have evolved in incredible ways, developing unique capabilities to survive in the most extreme conditions. From the depths of the oceans to the harshest deserts, to the frozen expanses of Antarctica and even inside our own bodies, these tiny creatures thrive and adapt. The adaptability and diversity of microorganisms have allowed them to play an essential role in the cycles of life, carbon, and nutrients that keep our ecosystems functioning. Their contributions are not limited to just the natural world. In fact, microorganisms are at the heart of many of the technological and scientific advances that have shaped modern civilization. For example, the advent of antibiotics, vaccines, and gene editing technologies like CRISPR are all directly tied to the study and application of microorganisms. These tiny organisms have been indispensable in helping us combat diseases, feed a growing global population, and explore new frontiers, from space travel to renewable energy production. Their potential to address global challenges, from climate change to public health crises, continues to expand with each new discovery. Microorganisms also remind us of the interconnectedness of all life on Earth. While they are so small that we often take them for granted, they form the foundation of countless processes that support life across the globe. In the soil, they break down organic matter and recycle nutrients, supporting plant growth that ultimately sustains all life forms. In the oceans, they generate oxygen and help regulate the climate. Inside our bodies, they maintain our health, help us digest food, and even influence our mood and behavior. Every breath we take, every bite of food we consume, and every step we make is made possible by the invisible world of microorganisms working tirelessly in the background. However, the story of microorganisms is not just about their role in sustaining life, it's also about their potential to shape the future. Scientists are beginning to harness their power to solve some of the most pressing issues facing humanity today. For example, microorganisms are being engineered to clean up pollution, produce sustainable biofuels, and even help us better understand the mysteries of space. These advancements hold the promise of a future where microorganisms not only support life on Earth, but also enable humanity to thrive in new and innovative ways. Whether it's using bacteria to remove oil spills, designing microorganisms to capture carbon from the atmosphere, or exploring how microbes could support life on Mars, the possibilities seem endless. Moreover, as our understanding of the role microorganisms play in health and disease continues to grow, we are finding new ways to treat illnesses, enhance our immune systems, and even extend human lifespan. The future of medicine, nutrition, and mental health may very well be shaped by the microbes living within and around us. From gut health to mental well-being, microorganisms hold the key to unlocking new therapies and improving the quality of life for billions of people around the world. In many ways, microorganisms have been working for us long before we even understood their full potential. They've silently shaped the course of history and will likely continue to do so in ways we can only begin to imagine. These tiny organisms are capable of transforming the world in profound ways, often in ways that we can't even begin to measure. They remind us that even the smallest forms of life can have the biggest impacts on the planet's ecosystems, our societies, and our health. So, the next time you take a breath, drink a glass of water, or eat a meal, remember to thank these invisible guardians of life. They are the true foundation of existence, working silently and selflessly to ensure that the world continues to function in ways that sustain us all. As we learn more about them, it becomes clear that microorganisms are not just a vital part of life, they are the key to the future of our planet and the generations to come. If this journey into the microscopic world intrigued you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Let's continue exploring the wonders of science together.